What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. Big time win for the boys, 128 to 113. The Big Cat, 26 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, triple double for him. OG Anunoby pouring in 35 big points, 5 rebounds. Mikal Bridges, 21 points, and Josh Hart with a triple double tonight, 16 points, 11 assists, 12 rebounds for Josh Hart, beating the the single season triple double. I'm all over the place. Triple double record held by Clyde Frazier with 8. Now Josh has 9. Big time win for them boys. 2 triple doubles tonight. Big Cat and Josh Hart. Huge win for them boys. What's going on? My crew's rolling in here. Coach, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Disc Rover, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Namrip, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Big Task, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Everybody coming through rocking with me tonight. Truly appreciate it. Big time win, 128 to 113. Great game, man. Great game. Listen, look. So many areas to touch on, but first you got to talk about the triple doubles, right? You know, that's one thing you got to give is just Josh Hart, of course, coming up with that big thing. But the first time ever in Knicks history, 2 guys with 2 triple doubles, that just showed how we were clicking from top to bottom, right? Even the first half, right? The way we came out firing on all cylinders, and of course our defense looked bad, but we had to tighten that up in the second half. First half, 68-68, both teams. But the third quarter is where we won this game, guys. We won the third quarter 30-16. We pretty much put them in clamps. They put OG Anunoby on Najee Marshall, who was going ballistic in that first half. He put the clamps on him, put him in jail, and that was it. It was over. Knicks locked it down in that third quarter. That was pretty much the ball game. That was the ball game after that, and the Knicks grabbed this game by the stranglehold, and that was pretty much it going forward, man. It was a great game altogether by this team, and I just thought that the 2 triple doubles by both of those guys, it just showed just how well we had it clicking tonight. It just did. And then, added on, people don't realize OG Anunoby, 35 big points from him, right? So the triple doubles are big, but you forget OG Anunoby out there having 35, out there nose bleeding. This might have been a signature Knicks moment for him. Out there playing hard. It doesn't matter. He's knocking down threes with a bloody nose. Felt like he was out there playing at the Rucker or the Cage. Or out there in Brooklyn sewing the hole, hitting jumpers with a bloody nose. New York City style, right? You got to kind of like say he earned his stripes today, right? OG Anunoby. Big game for him, man. Everybody was excellent today. Everybody. Let's go to the highlights here, guys. Great game altogether, man. Great game altogether. You got to love it, man. I think what you saw today is I thought you saw a team that looked well-rested, a team that's happy to be home. And I think that now they're starting to get our rhythm. And I think that with 11 games left, it's very, very important that we kind of go into the playoffs pretty much on on a positive note. I think it's very important. Also, too, we saw a sighting of the captain on the sideline today. No boot, out there walking around looking good, man. So that's good news. I think he's probably back in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully, he can get to that 65 game mark, so he can pretty much get his second team All NBA honors or whatever honors going to get. Maybe first team, who knows? I doubt it. But second team is a definite. I think for him and definite for the Big Cat. But it was great to see him out there, right, walking around. No boot, like I stated. It was good to see him, right? Ed Kofi, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Big win for them boys, 128 to 113. OG Anunoby, 35 big points, 5 rebounds. So all in all, man, I thought it was just a great game, man. I thought that what I saw from us is we looked rejuvenated. We looked happy to be back home. And I think that, you're kind of seeing us kind of start to wake up a bit. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, right? Of course, with Brunson's injury and us, the travel schedule has been insane. So I think you're starting to kind of see, you know what I mean, us kind of feel good being back at home, practicing at home. And so that was good to see, man. Of course, we play again tomorrow night against the Clippers, but so what, right? I think we'll be ready to go. Gravity, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Big win for them boys, 128-113. The Big Cat, triple-double, 26 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists. Lionel Monis, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Big win for them boys, 128-113. OG Nobi, 35 big points. Gideon, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Big win for them boys, 128-113. Kel Bridges, 21 big points. And so that was just great to see, man. It was just great to see. You know, once again, man, like I stated, you know, these guys just being on the road for so long, I think it just had an impact on them. I think it did. And of course, getting, you know, the captain, of course, getting hurt. And I think that just impacted the team. Now, granted, right, you know, like I understand there's no excuses, but these guys are still NBA players. They're still regular people. So they're gonna have moments to where, you know, they do get homesick and they want to be home in their bed and all that good stuff. We get it, right? But I think last game and even tonight's game, I think it's kind of starting to maybe get them rejuvenated, right? They've won 2 in a row. Of course, the Wizards and Mavericks, of course, teams that aren't doing that good, but still, man, it's always good to get a W. It's always good to see the ball go through the basket. It's always good to be clicking on all cylinders, no matter who you're against in this league. So I think that it's good for them to really be able to kind of get two wins in a row and start to kind of feel confident in themselves. Also, too, man, what can we say about Josh Hart, man? You know, he's had a rough couple of weeks here, guys. Let's be honest. He has not been playing well. He knows that. He's even spoken about it. I think it was great for him to come out and play really, really well today. And, of course, get that record from Clyde. You know, even though he's been struggling these last couple of weeks, we have to identify how great of a season he has been having. He's been playing really, really well this year. Of course, there's been issues with him knocking down his shot and being having confidence in his shot. All those things, right? Like, we all know that. But we cannot take away from the fact that him getting this record, and of course, from a person like Clyde, who's, you know, you don't really need to talk about how great of a Knick he's been for his career, right? And what he did for the city, winning 2 championships, and of course, Clyde is synonymous with the city. So to get that stamp, you know, Knicks all-time, you know, single season, triple-double guy, and getting it from Clyde, it's huge, man. It's huge, and it really shows, you know, how this guy is really truly a Swiss Army knife. I think the most important thing with Josh Hart is that every night he gives it all. No pun intended, right? Heart of the team, and you know, all these other things that they want to talk about him as and give him the positive things that they give him as far as his accolades. The most important thing is that he lives it on the floor every night, and that's something that you love from that guy. True New York grit, if there ever was a player, right? Closest thing to me to Starks. So, you know, once again, I know he's been having a tough couple of weeks, but getting this record, man, for this season really shows how having a guy like Cat has really changed a guy like his game, has kind of helped elevate his game in many ways. And so that's a big deal, man. That's a big deal for a guy like that. I think coming to the Knicks has really, really changed his career because, you know, it's really changed this team. Of course, him, you know, pairing him with Brunson has really kind of taken us to the next level. And so even though, once again, he's had a last tough couple of weeks, does not take away this record and does not take away how well he has been playing for us this year and how well he's played since coming over to us in that trade. So big thumbs up to Josh Hartman on that. So let's take a look at the stats here, guys. You see this? We shot 60% from the field. They shot 54%. They shot 6 for 19 from 3. We shot 10 for 26. For the free throws, they were 21 for 25. We were 12 for 18. But look at the assists, guys. 40 to 19. So once again, man, when we get over 30 assists, man, we're pretty much unbeatable. So that's good to see right there. Definitely in Clyde's words, dishing and swishing tonight, we definitely were. Points in the paint, 76 to their 64. And look at that, second chance points, guys. That's us getting after it defensively and us just being active. That's 17 second chance points for us, 6 to them. That's great to see, man. It's great to see. That's guys being active. That's guys being active and really getting after it. And it's great to see for this team. So I think it was awesome. But listen, like I was just talk about Josh Hart. Let's hear from Josh Hart, man. Let's hear from him about his great accomplishment.
Frazier for the most triple-doubles in a season in Knicks history. I know you have paid attention to this all along. What does it mean to you?
Just blessings, man. We got a great group of guys. To do it here as a Knick, at MSG, nothing but the grace of God, man. It's just a blessing. It's humbling. And do it in front of these fans, man, it's great.
Karl-Anthony Towns also had a triple-double in this game. You two are the first Knicks teammates to have a triple-double together in the same game in Knicks history. What was working with him basically as the top of the offense to start this game?
Yeah, man. We knew we had to cut. We had to be aggressive, play through him, and he has great vision. So when we're able to get to that cutting game and get guys moving, get the defense moving, make them make mistakes, we'll capitalize.
After giving up 68 points in the first half, you hold Dallas to just 15 points in the third quarter. We need to know what was said at halftime. Was it a strategic adjustment or an attitude adjustment?
A little bit of both. We didn't start the game out how we're supposed to as Knicks and with energy and physicality, and we knew we had to pick it up coming out the half. So we did a good job, and now we got to go back to it tomorrow.
Do you have a plan for the ball?
Yeah, Kev got his first NBA points, man, so we're going to give it to him.
Good for you. All right, thanks so much, Josh. Appreciate it.
Well said by Josh Hart, man. Well said by Josh Hart. Hey, listen, let's be honest, guys. If it wasn't for Jalen Brunson, would you say this guy's the captain of the team? I would say so, man. Now, he should have that ball because he got the record, right? But he said no. He said, we're going to give it to Kev. And, of course, they took about Kevin McCullough Jr., right? He played his first game tonight as a Knick, coming back from that knee injury and all that stuff. I think he has a bright future. He's going to give the ball to that kid, getting his first NBA bucket, man. I mean, that says it right there. That's true leadership. He's not going to hold on to the ball and say, hey, listen, man, look, no, I got Clyde's record, so, I need the rock. No, he's going to give it to that kid, being a rookie. It's great to see, man. It's great to see great leadership right there, man. Great leadership by him. What do you say about that, man? To me, if it wasn't Brunson, it would be this guy that would be the captain of the team. Heart and soul, man. Heart and soul. Eric Green, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Big win for the boys, 128 to 113. The Big Cat, triple-double. 26 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists. Great game for him, man. Great game for him. Great for him. This is great that they decided to give that to Kevin McCullough Jr., man. I thought that was fabulous. So, yeah, everybody's rolling in here, man. I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me tonight, man. I think it's a great bounce back win for them boys. But, hey, listen, guys, what about the bench, man? What about those guys coming in? What about a guy like Precious Achiuwa, man? He's been getting destroyed because of how bad he's been playing. He looks like he's unsure out there, right? But Precious, I thought, was solid tonight, man. 11 points coming off the bench for him, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, and shot 5 for 7 from the field. Precious looked like Precious tonight. Very active, I thought, tonight. So it was good to see him kind of get a bounce back game, man. Because listen, guys, I've stressed this before. We don't know the situation with Okporte. We don't know what's going on. We're going to need a backup. Yes, we have Mitch. Yes, we have Cat, but we need a backup 5/4. We need that. And that's what Precious can give us. He's got to play better. He's got to play better, and we need him to play better. So it was good to see him have a bounce back game today, man, which I thought was great. What about Landry Shamet, man? I thought he was solid also, too. I thought he got after it defensively. Started knocking down shots. He's struggling with his 3-ball. But one thing I can say, man, is he's, I love the fact that he's great defensively, getting after it defensively. And then, he's starting to make shots here and there, man. So listen, any way we can get any type of production from these guys is great, man. So you got to salute the bench coming off. And then Tyler Kolek, man. Tyler the Creator, that's what everyone's calling him. But LV's got a new name for him. You heard it here first. Listen, anybody's going out there because, this guy's out there stealing my stuff, man, low key. Low key. On this show, you're going to hear it here first. But then I'm hearing things kind of flowing out there. People saying things that I say. I'm just saying. I'm just hearing people come back. Yo, LV, I heard this. I'm like, what? Let people live. It's no big deal. We're all a family here, right? Let's get it together. But I'm just saying, man. But anyway, he's not going to be called Tyler the Creator here. What I'm going to call him is the Golden Eagle. He's going to be the Golden Eagle here. Listen, I called Dante what I called Dante last year. The flamethrower, right? You heard it here first on this show. Kolek is now the Golden Eagle on the LV Live show. Disc Grover. LV saying his crib. Yo, Disc Grover, man. It's crazy out there, man. I'm telling you, I'm getting people coming back telling me they're hearing stuff. I'm like, yo, what? Insane, man. Insane. The Golden Eagle. That's what he's going to be called. The Golden Eagle. Big time numbers from him tonight. 2 points and 9 assists from the Golden Eagle. Getting busy tonight again. Listen, one thing he's missing, which I know he has, is the jump shot. Coming off of that pick, hitting that jumper right there, or hitting that floater. He's got to get confident with that. But he's still getting his footing. He's getting used to the speed of the league. So I love that. But in order for him he's got to play, man. And you see he's getting his rhythm. But in order for him to see, you got to throw him out there, man. You got to throw him in the fire. He made a pretty bad play today, when Dinwiddie shot a three, he kind of ran into him. But Dinwiddie stuck his foot out. So, so that's kind of like what happened there. So, but with the shot, and we know he has that in his bag, right? So I'm not really too worried about that. The one thing that he has already, which is carried over from college, is his assists, right? So last game 8, this game 9. So one thing he's not going to have a problem with. But like I said to you guys before, he's playing with better players. So you're going to really see like his superpowers, which is his court vision and just him being able to pretty much handle the rock and seem under control, which is beautiful for him. Being a rookie coming in, of course, he's an older rookie. He played 4 years in Marquette. But he knows how to run the offense. Easy. You put him out there with better players, you're going to see this production. Now the next step for him is being able to knock down that shot. Being able to knock down that shot, hit a floater, right? Because then now he's unguardable. Right? But that's the next part of his game. But I thought he was exceptional again tonight, man. Really, really good. Really, really good. I think he's going to be great with Mitch, especially with that pick and rolls, and we're hitting Mitch with a lot of alley-oops, you know what I mean, which I think is going to be great to see. So, he's got to continue to play. And even to me, if Deuce comes back, which I hear Deuce is going to be out for some time now, with this groin issue, I think he should still play. I think he should still play. I think Campaign's playing well, though, guys. You got to give Campaign some credit. I think he's solid. But I think you got to find a way to mix Kolek in. You got to find a way to mix him in. You got to, man. And so, that's the thing. But in some ways, for the playoffs, you're going to want Campaign's experience, right? Campaign has been there before. He's played in the finals, right? They talked about how he came in and played really well in the finals, too. I think he had 29 points or something like that in the finals game. So, so he has experience, man. So he's not going to be blown away by the moment, right, in the playoffs. He's not going to be. So that's, something that you're going to need with a guy like that. So, hopefully we could continue to get Kolek some minutes here for him to continue to develop, continue to get better. So, but this is stuff that should have been happening earlier in the year. You know what I mean? I can go down a whole like soliloquy about this with Tibbs and all the stuff we've been talking about. But it's finally here. He's finally playing. So you got to kind of love what he's doing, man. I think he looks exceptional, man. Exceptional. He's got it all, man. He's got it all. He's got the tools. So he just has to continue to play, man, continue to develop. Hey, guys, another great game for Mikal Bridges, man. slowly starting to play well, man. In these last 8 games, they talked about his average. He's averaging 21.9, man. 21.8. His last 8 games, I believe. The last 8 games. His season average is 17.2, 17.4, around there. Last 8 games, man. Definitely since Brunson's been out, his scoring has gone up. He had 21 again today. I thought he had a solid game again today for Mikal Bridges. He had 9 for 14 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 1 for 1 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 block. Thought he played extremely, extremely well, man. That jumper is money. Money. And so when you have him and OG Anunoby rolling, man, we're really, really hard to beat. Hey, guys, what do you guys think about Najee Marshall, man? He's tough, right? Najee Marshall, listen, man. That first half, I was like, yo, someone's got to guard him, man. Someone's got to guard him. But, he's a local kid. Local kid is from Jersey. I thought he was solid, but the beauty was that OG Anunoby put him on clamps in the second half. Now, the kid wound up having like 38. But that second quarter, OG Anunoby had him in jail. And after that, the game was over. So, low points he was getting here and there didn't really impact anything because when they needed him in that third quarter, OG Anunoby shut all that down. And so it was good to see that we pretty much clamped him up because he started cooking. I was like, yo, man, someone's got to guard this guy. Everything he's throwing up he's making. And he was a big reason that kept him in the game in that first half because the Knicks were blowing their doors off. The Knicks were getting what they wanted offensively, no problem. But he was the one that was keeping them afloat the way he was scoring. And he just was making it look easy too, man. Easy. And so I said, all right, we got to kind of start tightening up here defensively. And I thought we did that in the second half, and I thought it was smart for Tibbs to put OG Anunoby on this kid. And then that was it after that. And that third quarter was big, 30-16, which I thought was huge. So, guys, really quick, man, should there be an argument right now for the Big Cat for first team All-NBA? Think about it. If it's positionless, like they said it is, right? Because I heard it's positionless. It was last year. Outside of Joker and, of course, Shea, you could throw a couple of guys in there, but who's having a better season than Cat, man? Who's having a better season than Cat? You could say LeBron, right? Everyone wants to say LeBron. Okay, who else, though, man? Maybe Tatum? But outside of that, I don't. Yo, man, I don't want to say this is probably his best season that he's had, but I think maybe, man, because as you guys know, Kevin Garnett was great in Minnesota, right? Because Cat came in right around that tail end when KG was pretty much done wrapping it up there, and he wanted to get up out of there, win a championship. He was great in Minnesota, but everything changed for him when he went to a bigger market. He didn't put up the same numbers out there, but playing in Boston, being in primetime games, of course, having Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, we all get that. But he was the big get. He was the big get. Because remember, he's an MVP over there with Minnesota. Like he was a hell of a player with Timberwolves. But it's in the middle of Minnesota, right? So it's different. You're not going to get the eyes on you that you're going to get playing in Boston. Cat is getting the eyes on him now, playing in the Garden. And he has lived up to. I want to say he's even surpassed a lot of expectations. We knew he was good. Did we think he was this good? I didn't think he was this good. I mean, his passing is amazing. Out of all the big men, who would you say he's second to? Joker, right? As far as passing from the top of the key, passing big men. He's been amazing this shit, guys. Amazing. He continues to put up numbers. Legit numbers, like Patrick Ewing numbers. So, I know people might complain and talk about probably, his defense is terrible, LV. Like, stop. I get that. Like but he's never been known as the defensive stopper. That's not who he is. But what he's done offensively for us it's just been insane about how good of a player he is. I mean, you got to think of how he's made everybody better just because of what he can do at the top of the key, stretching the defense, passing, like everything. Just the pressure he puts on the defense because he's so big. You got to check him, because if not, he's knocking down a three in your face. Now he's passing out the top of the key, looking like Magic Johnson. He's rebounding at a high clip. I believe he's second in the league in rebounding. I think still behind Sabonis. I don't think he's going to get it. I think he's definitely going to get second team. But I mean, he's having a phenomenal season, man. Phenomenal season. Now, it kind of gets overlooked, of course, because of the defense, and of course, because we've been smoked by all the top teams that we've played. But all in all, man, you got to really, really give it to Cat, man. The coach says, you know my vote. Cat. Hey, Coach, you said it, man. You said it. Listen, I'm not even going to sit here and try to deny it. You've been calling for him for a long time here, man. Big shouts to Coach, man. One of my day ones here on the LV Live show, man. He's been calling for this guy for the longest. And I was shooting him down like, Coach, no. Coach, I'm a believer, man. I'm a believer. You see that? I'm a believer, man. I never thought I'd be saying that, but I am. This guy, he's legit. Coach says, nah, this isn't his best season. Coach, what would you say is his better season, man? Because you've been following this guy, right? Local kid. What would you say, last year, maybe? When they went, would you say they were the best team in the league last year? Would you say that? I mean, OKC was still there, right? I mean, they lost to Dallas, right? Dallas was tough, right? But the regular season, would you say they were the best team last year? Because I don't know, man. Coach, it's kind of hard, man. I think this might be his best season, man. And the reason why I say it's his best season is because of where he's coming to. The type of pressure that comes with playing in this city, man. This is different than playing in Minnesota and the Blizzards. Like, it's different, man. This is a different place. This is a different place. This girl says, like, we knew Cat's defense wasn't that good, right? But I don't think we knew it was this bad. Agreed. His defense isn't the best at all. It's really bad. It's really bad. But you're not. All right, let me say this. I'm going to use a baseball example. The Mets aren't paying Juan Soto $755 million to play outfield. He can, but they're not paying him for that. They're paying him for his bat, right? So that's what the Knicks are playing Big Cat for what he does offensively, right? So you're willing to give up that deficiency on defense because of how explosive he is offensively and what he does for us offensively. Right? So you're willing to kind of, take an L in that aspect. Coach says, I wasn't expecting defense. It's always been like this. Agreed. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Coach said, that's why I always wanted him with Mitch, to protect him. But see, that's got to be with certain lineups, though, Coach, because with Mitch out there, it kind of stunts our offense. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like stunts our offense. Like it kind of stops us. You know what I'm saying? In a sense. So as much as I want, I like the whole Mitch Cat thing. It's got to be like in doses, like in certain aspects. You know what I'm saying? It can't be like all the time. All right, here you go, guys. Listen, I put up the link right there. If you want to hop on and talk to LV, you can. Once again, let's just keep it G-rated. Please turn your cameras off, please, and let's kind of start rocking, man. You know what I mean? Everybody, if you want to hop on, talk about the game, let's do so. All right. So yeah, coach. So I don't know, man, because that's the tough part about that, because I love the Mitch thing. It's just got to be in certain aspects of the game. It can't be a situation to where, like, I don't want them to start off the game with that. That's not something I want, because I think offensively, we got to be able to spread this out, right? So the problem is that he's just not the best defensive player. He's just not. He's lazy. He's got like lead in his feet, but we're not paying him. He's not getting $60 million because he could defend. He's getting $60 million because he turns your team around. Like, look at what he's done for us offensively, guys. We're still one of the best teams in the league. Certain things we have to do better, yes, but we're still one of the best teams in the league, and that's because of Cat. That's because of Cat. Cat said, I think he gets it next year when he plays more with Mitch. He gets what? First team All-NBA, coach? Is that what you're saying? You think he gets first team All-NBA? He sacrificed last year with Rudy. With Rudy, he sacrificed. But, well, I don't just think so much it was with Rudy, coach. I think it's because of Ant-Man. I think it's so much because of Ant-Man. You know what I'm saying? Because Ant-Man, you know how he is as a player, man. He's kind of, I don't want to say he's a ball hog, but he's kind of worse than Brunson, because he's low key like a nut. You know what I mean? So Cat and they kind of made it clear that, okay, this is going to be the guy. This is going to be his team for the future going forward. Coach says physically he isn't as athletic as he used to be, but the fit with everyone is healthy. He will be an MVP. Like, oh, okay, I agree with that. He's got the skills, man. Cat is there. Corey Lindsay, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Big win for them boys. 128 to 113. OG Anunoby, 35 points, 5 rebounds. This girl said, I've been wondering if Cat would do better on defense if he maybe dropped like 10 pounds. He's out there with heavy feet. He can't keep up. Yeah, man. A lot of times, man, this Grove, a lot of it is effort too, man. A lot of it is effort. And I think that, when you demand so much of a guy offensively, right, this Grover, they're not going to give top effort on the defensive end. They're just not, because they save their energy and they conserve it to, be able to give it on the offensive end. Most guys that are top offensive players are not the best defensive players. They're just not. Joker, he's not the best defensive player. He's all right, but he's not the best. But offensively, he's so out of the stratosphere that it hides all that, right? So there's only a couple of guys in this league that are great on both ends, right? Because Luka's great. He's just as bad as Cat defensively, if not worse. And that's the rumor is that's why Dallas got rid of him. So I'm just saying. So, like guys like Giannis. Giannis is elite on both, right? So, would you say Tatum is elite on both, or is he just good, elite one way and good the other way? You know what I'm saying? I think Tatum is good on defense, but he's elite offensively, right? But I'm speaking of elite. These are the beasts of the league. These guys are just different. It's not too many guys like that. Coach, his heart doesn't spread the floor at all. Well, he does in a sense, Coach, because I'll put it like this: he's a perfect piece to our 5-out scheme, Coach, because he's such a Swiss Army knife that he moves around. He gets a lot of loose balls, so that creates extra shots. So, in a sense, he spreads the floor because of his activity, if that makes any sense, Coach. Right? So you need him out there for that 5-out because he he gets into everything, man. Mitch gives you vertical spacing. Offensively, you're saying, Coach, offensively, he clogs the lane, man. He clogs the lane. I mean, he could take a big out, but a big's not going to go that far because they know Mitch ain't going to shoot from out there, so he's not a threat. Right? So with Josh Hart, the problem with the Josh Hart issue is that he's got to shoot the ball, man. Because if you're not shooting it, then now what happens is we've seen it in a couple of games, teams drift off of you because you're not a threat. Where did that happen? That happened in the Golden State game, right? Like they just didn't pay attention to him. So you got to shoot the ball. The problem with Mitch, Coach, is that he's not a threat at all. So it clogs up the paint, and so Cat is not allowed to really do those big Ewing steps and take it to the rack. Right? So, but there are moments in the game where you can play them two together. They've shown it and they've proven it, and it's looked good. But it's got to be certain matchups where it's going to work. If not, they're going to be running into each other. So that's something we got to really kind of be mindful of because I like the matchup. I like how they look together. I do. We just got to be careful because you can get exposed with that. You know what I mean? Because we know Cat's not the best defensively, right? So he's got to be able to guard wings. He's proven that he can do it. But is this something that you want like done all the time? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's something that you would want done all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I think it's certain aspects of the game where you're going to have to do it and, you know, because it's going to be needed. It's going to be needed, especially against teams like Cleveland. Like, it's going to be needed. You know what I'm saying? It has to happen. You know what I mean? Especially against a team like that. So listen, guys, let me pull it up really quick, man. Let me pull up Josh Hart here. I mean, not Josh Hart. Let me pull up the Big Cat, man. Let's see what the Big Cat has to say. First triple-double with the Knicks here. Give me 1 second. Pull this up for you guys. Hope everybody's doing well, man. I will be back tomorrow to discuss the Knicks game against the Clippers, man. So please definitely come through and check that out. But right now, let's hear from the Big Cat, man. Let's hear what the Big Cat has to say. Though he played extremely, extremely well tonight. Make sure this volume is up for you guys. We're going to hear it. All right, let's hear from the Big Cat.
What does it mean? It means a lot, you know, because I pride myself on trying to give my teammates good looks and help our team. And, you know, for me to be able to do that, not only with these guys who've trusted me so much and empowered me, but to be able to do it here back home with my family in attendance means a lot. So the last one, if I'm right, was in Denver. So I didn't have anyone with me for that moment, but it was cool to have this one. And I believe this one was with a win. So it was pretty cool. What does it mean? It means a lot, you know, because
so Cat's talking about him pretty much being able to have this triple-double with his family and everybody like that. Here he is again, talking about, I believe, Josh Hart. So let's hear from the Big Cat.
And you also did it with another teammate. First time in franchise history, 2 triple-doubles in the same game. Watching Josh Hart, what do you think about?
He got 9, I got 1. So he's doing a much better job at me getting triple doubles.
But the way he does it,
the way he does it is special. I mean, it's all energy, it's effort, and it's for the betterment of the team. I'm just happy that Josh gets stats on the sheet that show the impact he's making on the game, because I feel there's much more stats that don't show up on the stat sheet that he does for our team. So I'm happy he's having this moment where the effort, the sacrifice, and the work he puts in for our team to be the best version of ourselves is showing up on the stat sheet, so he could, you know, get his respect and his accolades, and also he could deserve all the cheers going on for him because he deserves it.
and then you also did it with another teammate. First time in franchise history.
Great breakdown by Cat, man. He talks about, you know, Josh and everything and how that's pretty much working out, and, you know, the way Josh goes about his business. I think that was good for him to touch on. He also said there the first one, that first video that I played, that how it's important for him to do it here, man, because he's here with his family, man. So this is a big deal for this guy, man. Him coming in here and playing in this city, playing around his family. I think this is huge for him, man. Of course, the story, you guys know his mom was a big Knicks fan, so this is big for Cat. This is huge. So I'm not surprised that he's playing the way he's playing. So family's a big thing for him, which it is for most of us. But I think coming back home is big. It's big, and that's why you're seeing the best of him right now. Coach says you can't have 3 bad defenders in a starting lineup. Agreed. So Coach, so you're saying that Josh Hart is considered a bad defender, right? That's what you're saying. I just want to be clear with that. So you're looking at Josh Hart. So you're saying Brunson, Cat, and Josh Hart, right? Because Josh Hart's been making bad choices defensively. So you're right. You're not wrong. This is where it comes once again. Excuse me. This is where once again it comes back to Tibbs, right? It comes back to Tibbs and him making adjustments based on what we have, right? Yes, Hart is a hustle player, not a defender. Agreed, Coach. Agreed, Coach. And this Rover added in here. We can't continue with our original 5. Cavs and Celtics are going to once again eat us alive from the 3-point line. Both of you guys are saying great things here. Now, once again, right, this is where, to me, it comes back to the coach. Because you got to make those adjustments. When you see these lineups, you got to say, listen, man, we're going to have to do something different here. And honestly, he should test it out. Actually, no, he shouldn't test it out because you got to kind of hide your hand for the playoffs. Maybe try some things, but not everything. Because we play the Cavs again and Boston again, so he's got to kind of be mindful of that. But if I'm him for the Boston series, but he won't though. If I'm him for the Boston series, I start Deuce over Josh Hart against Boston. I do that. And against the Cavs, I start Mitch over Josh Hart. I put Cat on Mobley and Mitch on Allen. That's what I would do. You're going to have to change some things up. And the reason why I would start Deuce against Boston is because you're going to need the athleticism on those wings to be able to kind of come off of screens and be smart defensively. You're just going to have to. And you're going to need shooting, too. You're going to need shooting on the outside to be able to keep pace. You're going to need them to, because Boston is amazing defensively. But you're going to need an offensive threat to where we could really, truly see the 5 out because they got to guard us now, too, because you can't leave Deuce wide open. Right? The only problem is that we're going to have 2 small guards at the top of the key. So, do you put Brunson? Like, who do you put Brunson on? Holiday? Or White? Like, what do you do? How do you match that up? You know what I'm saying, with these guys? Because you're going to have the big cat on Porzingis, Brown and OG Anunoby, or Brown and Bridges and OG Anunoby on Tatum. Definitely OG Anunoby on Tatum because he can't push OG Anunoby around. He could do that with Bridges. We saw that last time. So you're going to have to do that. And then you the way Deuce plays, you're going to have him roam. And then what happens is you force Porzingis to guard Towns. Or Porzingis to guard someone else that's a threat offensively. But if Josh Hart is out there, it makes it easy for Porzingis because they're going to put Porzingis on him, and they're going to probably put Drew Holiday on Cat or Brown on Cat. But if you get another shooter out there, it forces their hand. You know what I'm saying? So that comes down to coaching, man. You got to mix some things up because you got to pay attention because we can't get down to these guys again, man. So we got it. So that's something you got to identify with. Now with the Cleveland piece, you gotta once again pay attention to the matchups. Okay, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Big win for them boys, 128-113. So, like I said, you have the big cat on Mobley, and of course, Mitch on Allen. Right? So you could put Brunson. Who's the wing that starts for them? I forget. Who's the wing that starts for them? He doesn't really shoot much. I forget, man. The starting lineup for Cleveland. But anyway, you're gonna have OG Anunoby on Spider, and then you're gonna have Bridges on Garland, and then Brunson can float about whatever wing they have. Right? But you keep Mitch out there to bang with Allen because Allen gets active on them boards. But Mitch being down there will give problems. And then with Mobley, Cat can guard Mobley because he can move his feet with Mobley. Right? So it's just matchups, man. It's just matchups. But that's where it all comes down to Tibbs. Is he willing to say, all right, Josh, we're going to need you to do, because we got to go with matchups here. We got to go with matchups. So we're going to put Deuce. Deuce is going to start. This is the lineup I want to see. Because we got to be able to match firepower because they're spreading out. They're not going to defend Josh. And then, believe it or not, I think it'll be great for Josh to come in with that second unit against, Al Horford and those other teams, and he can really put the pressure on those guys. Then you have a fresh Josh Hart coming off the bench, being active, being a hustle guy, getting loose balls, triple doubles, right? Just doing what he does. Swiss Army knife, and that can really ignite that second unit. So to me, that's like what Tibbs is going to have to do. Well, does he do it? I don't know. But I'm just saying that's something, to me, he's going to have to do. But I think it's very important. I think it's extremely important. Because it's all about matchups, guys, especially in the playoffs. Everybody knows what you're trying to do. So it's all about, you know what I mean? It's all about matchups, man. Period. And you have to really kind of, identify those and attack them because you're going to be attacked. You're going to be attacked. So you got to be smart enough to where you say, okay, this is what we're going to do to make some changes. We're not going to sit here and do the same thing all the time. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of like what, is people's frustration with the whole Tibbs thing. He's too loyal and stuff like that. And sometimes no one cares about that, man. Just make adjustments and get wins. Hey, guys, look at OG Anunoby here, man. Look at OG Anunoby here, man. I'm telling you, this is his signature moment right here.
OG's bleeding, man. Look at that.
If he took a shot that time.
The officials haven't seen his mouth. They haven't called a timeout.
They wiped it pretty quickly off the jersey. Corner three. It's good.
Comes down and hits a three right after that.
That will stop him bleeding. OG's bleeding.
Yo, look at OG, man.
OG's bleeding, man. Look at that.
He just wipes it with his jersey.
If he took a shot that time.
Let's keep playing.
Officials haven't seen
So
his
what?
mouth. They haven't called a timeout.
They wiped it pretty quickly off the jersey. Corner three. It's good. OG Anunoby with 30.
That's how you got to do it, man.
That will stop him bleeding.
That's how you got to do it.
OG's bleeding.
He didn't care, man. He didn't care. So what?
If he took a shot that time.
The officials haven't seen his mouth. They haven't called a timeout.
They wiped it pretty quickly off the jersey. Corner three. It's good. OG Anunoby with.
You always have a signature moment, man. You always have a signature moment. I thought that was his. That was his New York City signature moment. And anybody that played park ball, you played in tournaments, you know what I'm talking about, right? These are big moments. We just wipe the blood. Just keep it going. It doesn't matter. So what? Refs don't call, so what? Just keep on playing. He wipes it with his jersey and goes down and knocks down a corner three. New York City signature moment for him, man. Big time for OG Anunoby. Big time. OG plays different when he got to Michael Myers. Yo, he was cold-blooded, man. He was cold-blooded. Disc Grover, word up. Agreed, man. He was cold-blooded, man. Cold-blooded. No pun intended, right? But yeah, that was big time. That was big time. But listen, guys, look, let me get up out of here. Listen, I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me tonight, right? Listen, I'll be back tomorrow to discuss the Clippers game. So please come through and check that out. All right, but listen, big time win from the boys 128 to 113. Appreciate everybody coming through rocking with LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people, right? Also, too, if it's your first time coming through rocking with me, please subscribe to the channel. Also, too, if your first time coming through, seeing this just kind of like on a replay, gang, please subscribe. And also, too, please leave comments because I do respond to comments. All right, people. But listen, that's my show. Big time win for the boys. The Big Cat, 26 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists. OG Anunoby, 35 points, 5 rebounds. Let's see if we can keep it going tomorrow night against the Clippers. All right. But listen, that's my show. I'm LV Live, and I'm out of here, people. Peace.